Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of From the Chair Where Inclusion Matters. Tonight, our guest is Tony Flanagan, a referee out of the good old state of Arkansas. We'll start here in just a couple of minutes. All right, good evening, viewers. For those of you that are new, you can always drop questions in the comment bar and we will ask to our guests. For those that are in here a little bit, welcome to the show. And we'll go live in 30 seconds. All right. Again, everybody, welcome to From the Chair. And for those of you that are new, please drop your questions in the comments section and we will answer them. Moving forward, I'd like to welcome the host, Nathan Noss, and his co-host, Pat, for the interview. Welcome, guys, and let's get started.
Thank you very much. And welcome, everybody. And thank you, Tony, for being on.
Thank you for having me on.
Should be a fun interview. So, our first question is, what got you involved in wrestling, and did you always want to be a referee?
Actually, in high school, I wanted to be a wrestler. You hear Bella's trying to get in on the podcast, Bella. Be quiet over there.
It's all right. She can be a part of it, too, if she wants to.
You know, Hannibal Nicholson has Piper, so I have Bella. But yeah,
there you go.
High school, I wanted to be a wrestler, and every Saturday morning it was 11 o'clock world class with Devon Eriks. 1 o'clock was Mid South, with Bill Watts. 5 o'clock was Georgia Championship Wrestling with Ted Turner, and then all the way till 11 o'clock Saturday night, Devon Eriks again. I was a big Freebirds fan. So the interesting thing, how I got into wrestling, I went to a lot of shows, and I had met a friend that was a wrestler, or met a man that was a wrestler. Really good friend now. He's a promoter for Global One Wrestling. His name's Jimmy Phillips Jr. We were having a show in Ashdown, Arkansas, pre-show. Now I would show up and work security. And I was asked, did I want to referee? Now, this was 6 matches. It was a free show in the Walmart parking lot. So you can imagine the traffic at Walmart. And, of course, it was in Ashdown, Arkansas. So I had 6 matches. All I told the guys in the back, you give me the finish, and I think I can fill everything else in. Even took a bump during the show. Took a splash by Boiler 2000. The main event was Dusty Wolf against Action Jackson, Perry Jackson, the Texas legend. After the show, all the guys said, okay, now you can let the cat out of the bag. Who trained you? I said, I have never been trained. I have always been around wrestling. We used to have our backyard matches. We'd set up water hoses as our ropes, and we'd always have tag matches. And it would get pretty heated at times, but that's how I got into wrestling. By I guess luck. Never went to a school. Now I don't recommend that to anyone that aspires to be a referee. Go to a good school.
Good advice.
What is the biggest overlap between being a ref and a performer?
Okay. Gotta have a ref to have a match to begin with. I am in the ring to enforce the rules. Too many times us referees get overlooked. Too many times referees try to be the center of attention during a match. That should never happen. A referee is in the ring to enforce the rules. Like I said, too many times we get overlooked. I don't consider myself a performer. I consider myself as an enforcer. Matter of fact, I have even been told I need to be a little more animated in the ring. I look too serious. So I have been working on that. But I'm not the kind of referee if somebody gets punched in the gut. I'm not grabbing my gut like I took the punch. The guys sell the match. I'm in the ring to enforce it. Now, if the match looks kind of boring and the fans aren't into it, then I might try to get a little vocal and just kind of help the match out. I might even tell them to take the match home early if the fans aren't interested in it, which I probably would. So I don't really look at myself as a performer, but I guess really I am a performer. Does that make sense?
It does.
It does. So it's kind of more like a conductor if you put it in a different, you know what I mean? You're helping conduct like the match.
Yes, I recently have worked for King of Sports out of Texas. Now they are like back in the 80s style. Rough. They respect the referee. If you throw a closed fist there, I'm going to disqualify you. If you don't break it, which that's against the rules. Closed fist, clenched fist are against the rules, and too many referees allow it to happen now. Prime example, which if you watch WWE, AEW, those referees let a lot of punches get thrown. And it's in the rules. No clenched fist, no closed fist. I just recently, last month, got punched in the jaw, and it knocked me out momentarily. She was a rather larger girl, looked kind of like Awesome Kong. So she looked like. Yeah, I got punched in the jaw, but it was a mistake. It was an accident. It was an accident. They kind of outside interference. So I couldn't disqualify her being an accident. She punched me straight out. Of course, it'd been a DQ. But I had a headache, and I still had to come out and do the main event. But Warriors they pushed through it. Jaw hurt for about a week.
What is the craziest thing you've seen as a referee?
I did a micro minis match back in January. One of the girls in the ring was about 3'8". The other girl was 4 foot. Another one was 4'3". It was actually in a bar, motorcycle bar at that. And one girl put the other girl in a trash can and drop kicked the side of the trash can, and that thing shot across the ring like come out of a slingshot. It was a tiny ring. All they kept doing all night, because I'm 6'3.5", so all they kept doing all night was walking by me, and they like, "We're down here, you're way up here." But they were professionals. It was fun, but oh wow! And then she took her outside of the ring and took a wet floor sign and popped her over the head, hit her over the head with it. Yeah. So that's one of the craziest. That's as crazy as the little Cato match I done. It was a retirement match, and they brought a can in the ring. I got hit across the arm, so my arm got cut. It's one of the big metal trash cans.
Wow.
So my arm got cut. It went about 26 minutes. It was on the Arkansas. It was at Dickey Stevens Ballpark where the Arkansas Travelers play. It was before the game. Had the ring set up behind home plate. Middle of August. It was about 95 degrees with the turf, probably about 105. 26 minutes nonstop. And then they beat me up. Yes. They both put the boots to me. Well, one of them put me in a headlock when he kicked out and landed on top of me. Put me in a headlock. Another one little Cato started putting the boots to me. Yeah. Mean little bastard.
Wow.
So I say that's pretty crazy too. Or back in June, I got kicked in the chest by Moonshine Mantell. That wasn't part of the match. He's trying to get me to disqualify him, but that was not the way the match was supposed to end. I kept to the ending of the match. Now we were in a gym, and the AC did go out. It was hot, but it's not the way the match was supposed to end. So I didn't qualify him. I kind of yelled at him, "No, you're not getting out that easy. You're going to take your ass." Because at the time, Action Jackson was putting it to him. Ended up being a double count out in Broadway. Guys from the back had to come break them up.
Wow.
So, pretty crazy.
So we have quite a few people in the comment section that want to say hello to you. I think I saw Omega Wolf was in there. And then
good friend, and he's actually training at one time, training to be a professional wrestler.
Very cool. And then Viking Night, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, it's Viking Night.
Don't know if I know them. Maybe it's somebody the word got passed around. Then again,
and then we got a Michael. Yeah, and then we got a Michael Peterson.
Oh yeah, Michael. Yeah, hey Michael, Omega Wolf.
And Michelle Martinez.
Yeah, she's a big wrestling fan. She's one of my Facebook friends. I invited her to watch. She was just recently at a show. I believe it was a WWE show. She had a poster sign, and they took her sign from her, which I thought was a bummer.
Yeah, they were the executive producer was at a AEW show where they did that.
Yep.
You know, if it's not downgrading a wrestler or hurting anybody, I don't see a problem. It's family. It's supposed to be family entertainment, sports entertainment. Let the fans. They paid their money to come into you and watch you. Let them have their signs. As long as it's not blocking the view of someone, even if it's a rival company, competition is always good.
Okay, and the Viking Night is Dennis.
Oh yes, Dennis. Yeah. Hey, Dennis.
And then, hey boys, be very, very nice. Tony's mom's in the house.
Yeah, my mom's actually. Hey, Mom. I think she's
well,
watching.
hello to your mom, and believe me, we'll be nice. We don't want the wrath of mom. So,
Mom, one of my shows, and of course, I got knocked out during that match. Dr. X Company in my hometown, sold out show in my hometown in Texas. That was cool. Gave me chill bumps when they introduced me.
That's awesome.
Yep, everybody went crazy.
And one more thing before you ask your question, Pat. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. This is the most viewers we've had on our podcast since its inception. So thank you.
Very
yes,
cool.
thank you very much. And please, if you have questions, don't hesitate.
Yeah, because I might or might not answer them. They may not like my answers.
All right, go ahead and do your next one, Pat.
What is the best and worst gimmick match you have been involved in?
Best gimmick match. Oh, that's a tough one there. I have been in some no hold. I've been in some no DQs, falls count everywhere. I'm going to go back. I had Doink the Clown,
Oh.
and he was clown, but this time he was the good clown. Except he squirted the kids down with water hoses with the water gun, but he took it upon himself to squirt me in the crotch with the water gun. Yeah. I got a good reaction out of that. Worst gimmick match? I did a triple threat. That's really not a gimmick match. I really haven't done any gimmick matches unless you go back to the micro minis, and that was a good match. Them ladies went about 18 minutes. I guess the gimmick would be there was no rules. There was no rules at all, but it was good. So really, I have not had any bad matches. No, I messed up a match one time, but no one knew it but me. So is that really a mess up?
I guess if
And
you
that just
didn't
happened here.
broadcast it, then I would say no. Oh, did we lose him?
No. Are you there?
Hey,
He's buffer.
there
There he
we
is.
go.
There he is.
So I had a match. The match I messed up was here recently, like back on April 1st. It's a little town called Blue Ridge, Texas. But boy, that crowd was hot. They were popping. There were kids there. Kids loved it. And the finish of the match didn't go like it's supposed to, because if referee hits 3, it's over. And I got to hit 3, and I stopped, and he said, "Go ahead and hit 3," because that's how the match was supposed to end. So my arm is like almost hitting the mat, and I barely tapped it for 3. But I got to senior referee said that's the way you do it. He goes ahead and tells you hit 3, go ahead and do it, whether it's finished or not. And the match is called. So I think it was a miscommunication between both the wrestlers. They changed the ending about 4 times. And then I wasn't to do the match, but the match got added. So then that was the main event. So I ended up in the main event.
Yeah, and I can speak from experience. I used to be at a training school, and if if things go off the rail like that and it doesn't go quite right, the boys in the back will give the referee all kinds of help for that. At least they did for the person that it happened to at the training school.
Well, as the referee has the final call, he's really got the final say. So if that hand hits 3 and you don't get that shoulder up, that's on you. That's not on me.
Exactly.
But you have to have a consistent count every time. And when I count, my arm is way up in the air. You can see my hand and arm coming down, slapping the mat.
And Jimmy Phillips Jr. says, "Hey, Big Tony."
What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy, like I said earlier, Jimmy is the one who got me into business. If you're ever in Texas and can check out Global One Pro Wrestling, that is a good family. And I'm putting a plug in here. It's a good family oriented show. Jimmy's actually a baseball coach down in Detroit, Texas, and he also played with the Philadelphia Phillies. And if I recall right, the Arkansas Razorbacks. He puts on a good family shows, usually for the boys and girls athletic club or athletic boosters. But Jimmy's the one that got me into business, and Jimmy's a professional wrestler himself. He's been around, if I recall right, Von Erichs and Iceman King Parsons and Harry Jackson. He's been around all the old school legends.
Well, seems how Tony got to throw in a plug. I'm going to throw in a plug for the podcast. Hey, Jimmy, if you're wanting to come on our podcast anytime, my man, hook me up. I'll put you on the schedule. Let's talk.
He's a good guy.
So, did you ever have to be assertive when it came time for them to go home, like in a match?
No, everyone I work with's been professionals. I've never been on a show with these backyard people that train themselves. And I know that sounds like I'm talking bad about them, but professional wrestling for a reason. I mean, anybody can get on a trampoline and do a hold here and there. So pretty much the guys, when I talk to the guys in the back, I'll go over the match with them 3 or 4 times to finish. And they're pretty good about the guys I work with. They will say sometime during the match, just take it home. So, I've never had to be assertive, really. I mean, I've had to get up in their faces, but I've never had, like I said, been in the ring with professionals, and they make it easy. They make it easy on the referee.
What was your favorite promotion you have worked for?
I really like Global One. King of Sports treated me really good. It's back to the old school. If I had to say my top 5, I'm still going to stick Global One got start. So they're always going to be right there, number 1. King of Sports, and it's a fairly new promotion, but it's the old school. You get disqualified, you throw fists, you pull hair, you better break it. The eyes. I'd say that's probably number 2. Number 3 is a guy that when he first started South Central Wrestling, I just did my first match with him last month. I'm scheduled for 4 more matches this year, or 4 more shows. He's really come a long ways in the couple years that he's had his promotion. They're really. We have a meeting before the show. We know what's going on. So I'll say that's number 3. Right now is a promotion. I'm going to put it number 4 because we haven't run our first show yet. It's going to be out of West Plains, Missouri. I'm the senior official. It's called HOWL, HOWL, Heart of the Ozarks Wrestling League. It's going to be, I'll tell you, it's going to be the biggest new thing. It's going to be pay-per-view, live stream. I may be saying too much too early. We got professional cameramen. We got a rock production type sound. The guys work with groups like Kiss, Rat, Journey. He's worked with a bunch of rock groups. Our sound guy, our writer, Has written some for WWF and WCW. So
Wow.
this is going to be something totally different. That's all. That's all I can say right now about it. So I don't get in trouble. But our first show is in September. They run Sunday afternoons at 5:00. So it's a 3-hour drive for me one way. I've driven further than that.
Well, you've got me intrigued, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's they're going to really take off. I work for a couple of other promotions, up and coming promotions that will, I think, will do good as long as they don't book their own people. Yeah. So yeah, Global One has been my favorite. King of Sports, and I've only worked 2 shows with them, but they're professional. Also, they cater us. We have food before the show. It's one when we're in the ring. The ring announcer will put the microphone to us so we can go over the rules where the crowd can hear it.
Oh, wow.
We wear, instead of the
cool.
referee shirts, we wear polos, blue polos with King of Sports emblem, and we wear black jeans in the ring and our black shoes. Something a little bit different.
Very much so.
Texas style is what it's called.
I like that.
So do I.
Yeah, it's really cool. We do promo shots before the shows. Even the referees are on the posters. I like that. I like to see myself on the poster. We're just as important as the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Amen to that. Who were your wrestling heroes growing up?
I'm a big Hulk Hogan fan. I would love to meet Hulk Hogan. Now, this is probably going to get me some thumbs down here and boos. Never been a Flair fan, ever. His matches are the same matches every time. Nothing new. Gonna fall on his face, gonna run up the ring turnbuckle, get body slam coming off of it. I was a big Magnum TA fan. Mr. Wrestling #2 was one of my favorite wrestlers. Junkyard Dog.
Ooh, yeah.
I like the Fabulous Freebirds. I like him. I like Skandor Akbar and I like Kamala. Kamala was a really nice guy if you ever talked to him outside the ring. So I like the Missing Link. I like a lot of the heels. I like Hogan when he was a bad guy or a heel against Andre the Giant and busted Andre open with the loaded elbow pad. And if you've never seen Andre the Giant in person, that was one large man.
Yes, he was.
Now, my favorite wrestler of all time, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Him and Hogan.
Oh, yeah. But you and I are on the same page as that one. I would also love to meet Hulk Hogan.
Maybe. I go to Florida, it'll happen.
Okay.
My favorite snack is a cookie. What is your favorite snack or cookie?
Okay. No bake cookies. Chocolate, no bakes.
Ooh.
Kind of on a diet, though, so I can't have them. Nutter butter. Definitely a nut butter. Now, my mom, if we're going to talk pies, peanut butter pie.
Ooh.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, hers are the best.
Yeah, I just ate dinner not that long ago, and that's making me hungry already again.
Same here.
Hey, I'll put a plug in. My mom sells them. I have to go to Texas to get it, though.
Well, that'd be a long drive, but if your mom's peanut butter pies are what you say they are, it might be worth it.
Oh yeah, they are worth it.
So, if you could work any of the major promotions or any indie promotions, what would they be and why?
It would definitely be AEW. I like the product. I like it's different. I think they have too many guys that shouldn't be focused every week. I do like. I'm a Chris Jericho fan. I just recently went to a Fozzy concert, and I was within probably 8 foot of Chris, and he come over and he fist bumped. One of my lady friend went with me and took her 9-year-old daughter, because she loves Chris Jericho. He come over and squatted down and fist bumped her.
Nice.
Oh, that's very cool.
Gave her a guitar pick, and then the drummer after the show came down and gave her his drumstick. So Jericho. I mean, I like it. I would want to work with Chris Jericho because he reinvents himself every time you turn around. He stays fresh. So yeah, I like to work with Jericho's at AEW.
That makes perfect sense.
Yes, it does.
There's actually a guy on AEW that I worked a show with way back when, Ricky Starks. It's good to see getting TV time and doing really well. He was in the main event against MJL. Wait, is that his name? MJL?
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
Yep. I was rooting for him. I wanted him to win. It's going to happen, but he still got to root for him. I tell you, one of the nicest guys I've ever met and talked to was Lex Luger.
I've heard that from quite a few people.
Very good born again Christian guy. You know, he's in that scooter. He can barely write when he signs autographs and pictures. He can barely write. But him and I were talking about the Bruiser Brody story. Him when he got scared of Brody, and Brody was no selling, and he climbed over the top of the cage, and that was it. Luger said he thought Brody was going to kill him that night. We talked and laughed.
I could see that. And the Viking Knight says his favorite wrestler is John Moxley.
You know what's funny there? The guy said that spoke is too much on AEW. John Moxley. Of course, now Viking Knight is also a fan of Aubrey Edwards, and I'm not. I think she tries to be the center of attention in their matches with her antics. Looks like a robot in the ring.
I can see that. I'm a little partial to Aubrey Edwards because we're from Washington. She's from Seattle, so.
Gotcha. But you know, she has toned it down some.
Yeah, she has.
Yep. Because that goes back to the referee shouldn't be the center of attention during the match. And sometimes they watch her instead of what's going on in the ring.
Yeah, when AEW was in Portland, the roof was, everyone in that building chanted to Aubrey.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, though.
Okay.
I don't have nothing against her person.
Home or away?
Just don't like.
might not have it.
Yeah. And she does have a great interplay with Chris Jericho.
Yes, she does.
She does. Yeah, it seems like she always has his matches. Remember, I said a few things I say may not be too popular. Of course, she's probably not a fan of mine either. She watched me, but that's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm acquired taste.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope. We know in some promotions, referees have done many jobs besides refereeing. What other job have you done in a promotion?
Actually, I have with Hal. I have kind of sent some info on some wrestlers in Texas and Arkansas that I think would be a great addition. So the owner there, owner promoter, said, I'm going to have to add another job title besides senior official to what's that? Talent scout. So yeah, I'd say a talent scout too. And and I've helped set the ring up and take the ring down and put chairs up, which everybody should do that, unless you have a crew that only does that. It's called paying your dues. I know I've done it a lot of times. So I guess you can throw that hat on me too.
What championship matches, if any, have you gotten to referee, and for what promotion was it for?
Oh, I did. I have done several championship matches. I've done grapplers title for King of Sports. Now, grapplers division is a little different in King of Sports. You can't go to the top rope. When you get thrown out of the ring, you don't have a 10 count. You got a 5 count.
Ooh.
No at all. You throw one punch, you're disqualified. So I've done the grapplers division title for King of Sports. I did the super heavyweight, a new title for King of Sports. One guy was Andy Tuner, who it was 440 pounds. The other guy was Justin James. He's about 389, I believe. Both of them dwarfed me in the ring. Both of them did a flying body press on each other.
Oh.
So imagine that colliding in the ring. So I've done that title match. I did a tag team title match for King of Sports. For Global One, I did the Cruiserweight. That was a match between Joe Angelo Garcia and Joey Corman. Back and forth, really fast guys. I did that title match. Did a title match for South Central last month for the heavyweight title. Champion retained in that one. The champion was William J. Blackwell. Very good. That guy's a very good like throwback to William Regal. He retained his title. Of course, I did the midgets title match with Little Cato when he won the title in his retirement match. I'm trying to think. I've done a lot of title matches. I've been honored and blessed to have done so many title matches. Trying to think. I just recently did one for National Wrestling Federation, but I don't recall the name of the title. But it was a title. That's a new up and starting promotion here. Matter of fact, the guy that's the promoter for that, his name is Luke Justice. He's actually wrestling a dark match on Monday Night Raw tonight because Monday Night Raw is in Little Rock tonight, right down the road.
Yes,
very cool.
So I've done quite a few title matches.
So I have a follow-up to that. That heavyweight match, did the ring survive? Because
Super
that's a lot of weight to be.
Yes, it did. And in that super title match, they are allowed to use fists. They're allowed to use, they tape their fists. They're always a tape fist match.
Ooh.
Yep.
Wow.
Because those guys aren't technical like the grapplers division. So I don't know who else what other promotions allow that, but King of Sports does allow that. Just for super heavyweights only.
The last promotion I think that did that was ECW.
I believe you're right. Now there has been talk of bringing a brass knuckles belt, which are not brass knuckles, but bare knuckle. No, that called when they had I think Dick Murdoch held that title once. I think it's not bare knuckle, even though you can use fists, but they're. I've
Yeah,
heard
it's the.
doing that.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it myself. I think it was it just called the tape fist match, because that's
It could have been. It could have been. Yeah, it may have been that. It was actually a trophy. They're talking about bringing a trophy for this promotion, and I just can't recall who I've heard talking about that. But if you're going to do that, you kind of go back to fists aren't allowed unless you're in the super heavyweight division at the King of Sports. So, yeah, see, I do a Jerry the King Lawler match. That's all he does is throw fists.
I'm kind of thinking Dick Murdoch's title was a coal miner's glove title.
Well, that was when they put the glove on top of a ring pole.
Yeah.
And you climb up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I can't remember what Dick Murdoch's was, but it's kind of a tribute to Murdoch. And it's slipping my mind what promotion I heard talk about it.
But I mean, if anything, that's a tribute to Dick Murdoch is a good thing. So, because he was one of the toughest out there for a while. So
He was. I don't think he gets his due credit either.
no, he doesn't. Like the tag team that he had with Dusty Rhodes was
The Outlaws.
one of the nastiest tag. Yeah.
And then he teamed up with Adrian Adonis.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And they was a rough tag team. They were a good tag team.
Yeah, I still remember Murdoch and Dusty Rhodes' team name too.
They both had bird cuts. Both had the hair cut off.
Yes, they did.
They were known as the Dirty Outlaws.
Yep. The first time I saw Dusty Rhodes wrestle, he was being attacked by the Assassins. And they had him bloody, and they was beating him down. He kept putting his arm up in the air, shaking that one finger. No, I ain't finished yet. And, I always wanted to see the Assassins wrestle somebody like the Moondogs or like, I don't like the Bushwhackers. I liked them when they were the New Zealand sheep herders.
Mm-hmm.
They were feared. And then I don't get that when tag teams go to WWF, they get name changes to like a cartoon.
I never understood that either.
I mean, they had a feud with the Fantastics that put the Fantastics on the map.
Yes, it did.
Can you give us a list of your top 5 referees of all time?
Top 5 referees of all time. I always liked Nick Patrick for some reason. Pee Wee Anderson was one. I liked Earl and Dave, both twins, Hebner brothers. Y'all are gonna laugh at this. I used to like Bronco Livich. He was the slowest referee ever. I thought I was slow at times, but I got that man beat. And then of course Tommy Young. You knew if Tommy Young was in a match, he was getting knocked out.
Oh yeah,
Ric Flair match. So I would say that would be my top 5. Oh, can I throw myself in there?
Sure.
Well, that'd be number 1, but I pat myself on the back. And
speaking of Tommy Young, I loved his nickname.
My God.
Deciding referee.
Oh, I did forget one. Charles Robertson,
Yep.
little Nature Boy. Yeah, I liked him, and you still see Charles Robertson every now and then.
Yeah, not as much as you used to, though.
No, and I've always heard good things about.
Yeah. So before we get to our next question, I want to say thank you to our first sponsor, which is the CARE program, which stands for Community Action Reaching Everybody. And if you're interested in looking up them, you can look up Becky Bernhardt on Facebook. When you work for a promotion, does the promotion pay for your gear or do you have to supply your own?
I supply my own. Now, King of Sports gave me a polo to wear, but I bought my own black jeans. I have bought my own referee shirt. I have my own black slacks, my black shoes. What irritates me to no end. I saw a referee in Arkansas wearing cargo shorts and Crocs in the ring.
Whoa.
I have seen referees here in Arkansas with blue jeans and a freaking ball cap in the ring. If you be in our profession, you can get you a referee shirt at Academy or Dick's Sporting Goods, $30. If you can't afford black slacks, go to a consignment shop. Get you some for about $10. You can go you can go to Walmart and buy solid black shoes for around 20. But if you're gonna get in the ring and call yourself professional, dress like a professional and act like a professional. That just irritates me. Yeah, freaking cargo shorts and Crocs.
I mean, what do you think he was? The referee John Cena or something?
Oh yeah. John Cena wouldn't wear Crocs though.
Well, that is true. He wore sneakers instead.
Yeah. I've seen some referees that cut the sleeves out of their shirt to show off their arms. I mean, what's that? You want to wrestle? Train and be a wrestler, but no. Yeah, it's just disrespectless referee about the business.
Yeah.
In your opinion, who was the worst guest referee in wrestling history?
Was Snoop Dogg a referee at one time?
Actually, I think he was for a battle royal at WrestleMania.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I'm gonna have to say Snoop Dogg. I know Snooki was involved. Snooki was involved with something, but I don't think she was a guest referee.
No, she was involved in a 6-man at a WrestleMania with John Morrison and Trish Stratus. Have you only refereed in the States or have you been to other countries?
Never had the opportunities for other countries. You know, I think it'd be cool, but just my work schedule just allow my full-time job just wouldn't allow me to. I mean, they probably would, but I have worked Texas and Louisiana and been offered Tennessee. I've been offered Georgia and even been offered of course start up in Missouri in September. Illinois. I was offered to come down. Illinois. It was going to be a 14-hour drive one way, and
Wow.
couldn't. I didn't want to take 2 days. Matter of fact, the one involved with the show was George Frankenstein. If you If people don't know who George Frankenstein is, Gorgeous George, that used to be the Macho Man.
Wow.
Oh, I remember who I remember seeing her on WCW.
Yes. Yep. I wouldn't want to go to Puerto Rico. I'm gonna put it to you like that. After what happened to Bruiser Brody over in Puerto Rico, I mean, I don't think any American wrestling association promotion should ever go to Puerto, even though it's been many years ago. I just don't think we should take a promotion over there and I mean, they don't have enough security to keep fans away. There's been people get stabbed or their arms cut going to the ring. Yeah, I'm just not. That would be nowhere I would want to go.
I can see that.
Which is the most difficult match to referee? Singles, tag team, trios, or a match with people on the outside? Like Matt.
I've done a triple threat. That triple threat just all depends on who's in the ring. I had 3 big guys, so it was a lot slower. Then I did a four corners match, or well, it was 4 participants, and that's a lot. That's a lot of bodies in the ring at one time. So it's hard to keep up with what's going on. I did a Falls Count Anywhere match, and they took it outside. It was a Falls Count Anywhere tag match, and 2 of the participants took it outside. We stepped outside the door, probably about 20 degrees outside, and I was like, "Y'all got to get your asses back in. It's cold out." I mean, 2 people followed them out the door to watch it. I was like, "Y'all got to get it. You just got to get your ass back in." I'm talking about trash cans full of trash being dumped on the guys, and yeah, it ended up. It was interesting. It was very so that was kind of. I was just I wasn't the main referee. I was the referee outside the ring in case the fall counted outside the ring.
Got ya. And with all that cold weather out there, that trash can probably felt like it was like a knife through.
Well, that trash can was actually inside and had chili dogs and Coke cans, and yeah. So when he got dumped over his head, it was nasty. I'm just glad it didn't happen to me. If it happened, I would have been pissed just a little bit. No, a whole lot.
I can imagine. Can you give us a list of your top 5 wrestlers of all time?
Dusty Rhodes. Well, are we going to talk about talent or favorite? I mean, talent wise or favorite?
Just either one.
Let's go talent. So we're going to go talent. We're going to say, I love the Great Muta.
Ooh.
Sting back in the day, he would really go. If I wish what happened to Magnum TA never would have happened, because there's no telling how big of a star he would have been. I like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And I was a big Rick Rude fan. Rick Rude could wrestle. Now I'm gonna go. It's only fair to do my 5 favorites. So Dusty Rhodes, number 1. Hogan, number 2. I've always liked Sting. Jericho, number 4. Number 5, or it could be anybody. Mr. Wrestling, number 2.
I like both of those lists. In fact, we've asked that question before, and I think those are 2 of the top lists I've heard.
Yep.
I kind of like Kabuki too, way back in the day.
If you were not a referee, what other profession would you want to be doing?
Well, you know, I have a full-time job. I'm a salesman. Imagine that, the gift of gab. um, I guess if I was not in the wrestling business, my dream job would probably be a NFL announcer, sports announcer, for the Miami Dolphins network. That's my favorite team. Dallas is a close second.
If you could have a dream match to referee, what type of match would it be? Who would the wrestlers be involved?
Ooh, that's a good question. Iron Man match. Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels. Wow. That's a tough one. Iron Shawn Michaels and I know people's probably want me to say Bret the Hitman Hart, but it'd be Stone Cold Steve Austin. You get Brawler against the technical because Shawn Michaels, he could do it all.
Ooh.
I like that.
That would be a good match.
Ooh.
And that makes me think back to the Bret Hart and then Stone Cold match when the I Quit match when Stone Cold passed out.
Yep, at WrestleMania 13.
And that put Stone Cold on the map. You know, I met Stone Cold back when he was stunning Steve Williams at a show in my hometown. Him and Matt Bourne, the original Doink.
Ooh.
Bourne. And before the show, I got to play catch with him.
Nice.
Wow.
So, and then years later, me and some friends have been out to a nightclub, and we pulled up in a convenience store to get us a Coke, and there was a big tour bus. Walk in, and Steve Austin, Jerry Lawler, and Billy Joe Travis. And Steve looked at me, and he was like, "I know you." And I was like, "Yeah, we played catch." I remember that night Stone Cold wrestled Chris Adams.
Ooh.
Yep. I remember, our senior trip, we went to Dallas to the big mall and Six Flags, of course, and we run into Chris Adams in the mall, and he walked around eating his ice cream and talking to us four. Pretty cool. I'm out of his day to walk around with those guys and talk to us.
Wow, that would be cool.
Who would it be on your Mount Rushmore of wrestling for referees?
Ooh, another tough one. Probably have to be a core. I think just because Pee Wee Anderson passed away and was such a big part of WCW, I want to say Pee Wee Anderson has got to be there. Tommy Young's got to be there. I like Nick Patrick, so I'm gonna put him up on the Mount Rushmore. Are we doing 4 or 5?
We can do as many as you want.
If we're gonna do 5, we're doing the Hebner twins to fill it out.
Nice.
Nice. What training is involved to become a referee?
What training? You know, you never learn too much. The day that you quit learning is the day you should get out of the sport. there are schools that train the referees right along with the wrestlers. So it's like finding you a good school or finding you an individual. There's several wrestlers that's been in the sport for years and referees. Comes to mind, James Beard has held seminars. Um, he's a fountain of information. That's one smart man in a long time. Get with somebody that trains the referees also. Like I said, I was fortunate. I still learn. I still learn things. And I've been in the business almost 25 years. And I have I have I'm getting messages. Somebody thinks I just got cloned. I guess that's how you become a referee. You clone me. Yeah, I think there's more. If you can get into a wrestling school, then you can transition over to being a referee. Because I take bumps. I'm a big guy, and I still take bumps. Some of them hurt, some of them don't hurt. But I've had them before. So who taught you how to bump like that? And I said, I taught myself. It's just only thing I'm not. I tell you what, I do want to experience. I want to be hit across the back with steel chair. I've even offered to color.
Ugh.
I remember one time I was doing commentary at that same training school I told you about earlier, and I'm in a wheelchair, so they wanted to hit me upside the side of the wheelchair with the steel chair, but
Ooh.
they couldn't figure out where my leg was in comparison to to the chair, so they didn't do it. I mean, I was all for it, but
Oh yeah, the pop that the crowd would have gave. Oh yeah,
oh yeah,
that'd been awesome.
What mark would you like to leave on the wrestling community?
did we lose him? I think we might have lost him. I'm sure I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
So here,
Oh, there we go.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Am I still?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
people are
still here.
sending me. Okay, people sending me. I guess my account's on. I'm getting all kinds of notifications.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got
There
all
you
kinds
go.
of people. And everybody wants to be me. I guess I left a mark somehow. The mark I would like to leave is you think if I reject your call, I'm busy doing something. Mark I would like to leave is that Tony showed up and he gave it his all. He loved what he was doing and he showed enthusiasm and professionalism. Yep.
And don't worry about rejecting that call and it going in and out. You were just building anticipation for that, what you were going to say on that question.
Yeah, he
Yep.
just trying to call me so let you know your account's been hacked. Of course. It's amazing. They don't get anything out of hacking your account.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's funny. Last year when I went to San Antonio, my account got hacked. I'm going to San Antonio this upcoming weekend, and look, my account gets hacked. Something about San Antonio, I guess.
If you could book a match as a booker, what type of match would it be, and who would the wrestlers be involved, and what would the outcome be?
Okay, so any match from any era.
Yep.
That's a tough one. I'm going to go back, and this is going way back. Harley Race against Ric Flair.
Ooh.
Race retains the title.
Oh.
If I could change the outcome.
Yeah, that's I like that.
Me too.
Harley Race would take on anybody, and didn't need interference all the time to win his matches. I mean, Flair had the look and could talk, but to me, Harley Race was just that old school, wrestle brawl. But then again, I like Stan Hansen, which is AWA World Champion. I thought maybe Kurt Hennig should have got it longer. He was AWA champion. I think Kurt Hennig should have been a champion somewhere also.
Yeah, I think he should have been champion in the WWE. I mean, if you're making somebody Mr. Perfect and you can't give him nothing above the Intercontinental title,
That's right.
like,
I guess if I could book a match now with current stars, I would have John Cena beating Roman Reigns and becoming what would that be, 17-time
Yep.
champion? Yep. I like all the charity work that Cena does. I thought that was kind of bad. He brings out the Make-A-Wish kids in WrestleMania, and then they have him being pinned.
mm-hmm.
That wasn't good. But either Cena beat Roman, because Roman Reigns, he's boring. He's been pushed down our throats for too long. Either Reigns, Dolph Ziggler is a guy that does not get used right at all. So I'd be all right if he won the title again, because he held it for a little while, way back.
Yeah.
But they don't use that guy right. They don't. They he's forgotten about.
Well, of course, the thing with him is he's a stand-up comedian in real life. So why can't you use a little bit of that in his character?
Exactly. But you know who he reminds me so much of now? Badass Billy Gunn.
Yep.
Yep. Which I like the New Age Outlaws. So I got a question to propose to y'all.
All right.
Bloodline versus the Armstrongs.
Ooh. I would have to go with the Armstrongs just because, as much as the Bloodline are good fighters, I don't think they can hold a candle to the Armstrongs if you got into a wrestling part of it. So
I don't either. I think the Armstrongs all the way.
I'm actually torn apart with that one.
So, executive producer, do you want in on this one?
Well, I'm sorry, Vertigo, but I think your family would go down. For all of you that we actually interviewed off his son-in-law, Vertigo, the Cure Rivera. So we got a lot of insight into the bloodline and everything like that. But Armstrong's any day over the bloodline.
Now, if you threw the Von Erichs in there, then I would say Von Erichs.
Very good. Very good.
Well, as long as you left Lance Von Erich out, who wasn't really a Von Erich.
The transplanted Von Erich.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that guy's real name. It was Lance something. I mean, he had a good look.
Yeah, and ironically, the guy you brought up earlier, MJF, is playing him in the biopic that they're doing about the Von Erichs.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
You got the next question, Pat?
In your opinion, who is the better wrestler turned actor?
Definitely The Rock. Definitely. I haven't seen enough of John Cena's movies to. I mean, I've seen a lot of The Rock's movies, but I haven't seen. Was John Cena? I'm thinking John Cena was in the Marine
Yes, he was.
Mhm.
He was
Yes,
in
he
the
was.
first.
and 12 Guns. Was
12
there one
rounds.
called?
112 rounds. Yes, he was in 112 rounds.
So I've seen that one. So those are pretty good, but The Rock and y'all are gonna laugh when I tell you my favorite Rock movie that The Rock was in. But Be Cool, Stay Cool with John Travolta, where he played the gay bodyguard for Vince Vaughn. That right there showed that he can act.
I'm
Played
not
that part.
laughing because of the answer. I'm laughing because you just reminded me of that character.
I mean, him and Vince Vaughn played off each other. That was so good, and for him to be able to turn and do that, play that character as good as he did, that was pretty good. I'll tell you, probably my favorite movie The Rock was in. It was with Billy Bob Thornton, and The Rock had just got out of prison. Billy Bob Thornton's his crooked sheriff, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. I found it on watched. I found it in the $5 bin at Walmart. Decided to buy it. Not any good, then you'll lose nothing but $5 in your hour and a half or whatever. Watch it, and it was a really good movie. Of course, I like Billy Bob Thornton also, but it was a really good movie. And I can't think of the name of it. I had just Googled it the other day at work and asked somebody if they had saw it. Wasn't fond of the Tooth Fairy. I thought Game Plan was good though.
Yes, Game Plan was a good one.
Skyscraper, not so good. Not to me.
No, Skyscraper reminded me too much of Speed with like Keanu Reeves and stuff like that. So
Was the movie called Faster?
I think it was.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
So I gave Pat one of my questions. So Pat, go ahead and do the next one, and I'll catch up on the other one.
Well, I want to thank our next sponsor, Bruce Nicholson Painting. Nathan, you can finish it because I don't know the rest of it.
For all your painting needs, and lead removal. So look him up. Go to, it used to be Angie's List, but I think it's Angie's now.
And Nathan, you didn't give me one of yours, so you got
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, because you already said what your favorite wrestling movie was, so in your opinion, what was your top 5 tag teams of all time?
Oh, number one's got to be the Road Warriors. Number 2, Steiner Brothers.
Ooh.
Number 3 is Rock and Roll Express. And the Midnight Express. Both versions of the Midnight Express. Dennis Condrey, Bobby Eaton, and Stan Lane, Bobby Eaton. Honorable mention would have to be Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo. I think
Ooh.
U.S. Express.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm sorry, when you were saying that in my head, I was like putting a tournament together and all those teams like on one side. That would be like a one hell of a bracket for a.
Like a new Crockett Cup.
Yep.
But then if you did that, you'd have to throw the Moondogs in, and you'd have to throw the Powers of Pain. Demolition would have to be in it. Andre and Haku would have to be in it.
Wow.
A colossal connection.
You could really make Dusty and Nikita Koloff. Oh, you could really do the Garvin brothers, Ronnie and Jimmy. Yeah, throw the Freebirds in there, but the later Freebirds were Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin. Oh, you would definitely throw Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Terry Gordy in it.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna mention when Andre had to wear the mask.
Yeah, the Giant Machine.
Uh-huh.
Machines. It was also Superstar, the Bad Superstar. And I'm trying to remember who the other was. I think Black Jack Mulligan was one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep.
Nathan, go ahead with the other one. I gotta go deal with something
Is
real
it
quick.
hard
I'll be
for
back.
you to referee? Oh, sorry. Is it hard for you as a referee to watch a wrestling match as a fan without picking it apart?
You know, me and Viking Raider and Michael Peterson, and we all go to a promotion called Chaotic Kingdom Wrestling in Sherwood, Arkansas. We'll put a little plug in for them. They're doing good things. Just did a tornado relief show last night because we had tornadoes that rolled through the Little Rock area and parts of Sherwood and Cabot or Jacksonville and Cabot and stuff. That's all in that area. And I critiqued the referees. Yeah. I heckled the referees. Because they had chants going at one show, and they were chanting "worst referee ever." So I critiqued the referees, and I catch myself yelling out at them too. Hey, closed fists aren't allowed. 5 count. Come on now, get them out of the corner.
And Omega Wolf said it's hilarious.
Yeah, there's a certain referee. No names need to be mentioned. That we had him pretty mad Saturday night. It's good entertainment. It's a good hour and a half, 2 hours of entertainment. Yeah, Bella second that. Okay, girl, it's okay.
Yep, she agrees.
She hears my neighbors.
Got ya.
Have you ever been to a wrestling show that was sold out in the back?
Okay, so sold out. And when you say in the back, are you talking about was
Yeah,
back?
No, where like all the wrestlers come to like the curtain and watch like a main event or
I attended a WWF time. Tell you last time I went to one of those shows. It was a WWF SmackDown. SmackDown and ECW taping. It was a sold out show, but I wasn't in the back. I don't know anybody that I can slide in the back, but I'm sure that lot of them will come up. Well, like the shows we do, we have monitors in the back. We can watch what's going on. So I'm sure they were probably all gathered around the monitors.
We all know there are pranks and ribs done in wrestling all the time. Has anyone ever done one on you? And if so, who?
I've never had it done on me. Ever.
So let's flip that around. Have you ever done it to anybody else?
No. I think about it, but no. We have us our little group that goes to shows. Wrestlers are counting. If it's 10 count, oh, we're throwing numbers out like 74. Oh, we messed up. We got one of them smiling one night. He all of a sudden you just hear, free.
I've done that myself. There was a wrestler down here that said nobody could make him break a character. Well, we made him break his character.
We've had a few break their character.
I like what your mom wrote.
Uh-oh.
The scariest wrestler I ever saw was The Undertaker.
He would give you chill bumps.
Yes, he would.
Y'all remember how The Undertaker, who he was when he first started?
Oh, yeah.
I remember a match with Bruiser Brody. He was like Texas red, wore a mask,
Yep.
washed him. That would be a dream match now, Bruiser Brody against The Undertaker.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That would
Yes,
be
it
a
is.
good dream match.
I remember hearing an interview with The Undertaker about that first match where he was kind of scared to go in there with Bruiser Brody with the reputation that he had.
I heard stories that Brody didn't want to put you over. He wasn't going to put you over. Maybe
Yeah, I've heard-
never the NWA World Champion. Because he probably definitely deserved it. He's one of the best big men ever back then. Of course, Bam Bam Bigelow was a good big man, and he really never got his due.
No, I think his biggest claim to fame was facing Lawrence Taylor at WrestleMania 11.
Yep.
Yeah, no way Lawrence Taylor should. That irritates me too. You bring in stars, not even train or train for a day or two, and then you let them go over on an established star.
Yeah.
Or
I
somebody that might have deserved to be in that match or be on WrestleMania, and they don't get to be there because you bringing in a movie star or sports star, and yeah. See, like WWE, they missed out on Matt Cardona. Zack Ryder. Just think if they took that Zack Ryder off and let him do what he does now, how big of a star? Because he could always wrestle. He was always, I think it was that Long Island Z is what he called himself. And now, that's a former NWA champion, and yeah, he's got a good look to himself.
Yeah. And there's been some rumors that he's going to come back, but I hope that if he does, he comes back as the Matt Cardona and not back to Zack Ryder. So.
Me too. I think Matt Cardona would be good in AEW, but they're kind of overflowed now. They're going to, I think, 3 shows. They got too many people, especially since they got Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So he might get lost in the shuffle. See, they like missed to call Brian Cage. And that guy can flat out go. Got the look, but kind of like when Rusev came there and they put the title, I think it's the TNT TV title on him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where's
Yeah.
he? Yeah. They signed too many people and don't have enough room to fit them all in my opinion, because you got John Moxley on every week. And see, Eddie Edwards has never impressed me at all. He doesn't sell well at all.
Yeah,
But
I agree with that.
he seems to be right there in the top matches.
I mean, he had a good match last night, but that was because he had PCO, as his opponent. So, I mean,
I like PCO.
I
Oh,
do too.
Pierre, what was that? Pierre something. I know he was a Quebecer with
Yep.
Yeah, that was another wrestler that never got his shot really good in the WWE.
That's right.
Yeah.
I thought Marty Jannetty could have been so much more. Marty, I hung out with him one night in Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and a guy called Shady. And Marty was cool. He liked to party now. Now, I don't have really kind words for Ed Leslie. I mean, he thought he was all that, the bag of chips in the air in the bag of chips. Of course, Duggan's just so down to earth. We hung out at a Dawkins concert together,
Wow.
and it was at a bar. It was outdoor at a bar that I actually bounced at. And so I hung out with them out in the crowd. And of course, we went in, and yeah, Janetti's something else. But that guy could wrestle. And him and Shawn Michaels could have been the biggest feud. Then Marty wanted to dabble in the extra. He wanted to party.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know
mean,
if you listen to any of his shoot interviews. He's really fun just to listen to him. I mean, he's off the wall.
yeah. They had that one match between him and Shawn Michaels, but you're right. They could have done a lot more with it.
Marty won the Intercontinental title off Shawn.
Yep.
Didn't keep it long.
No, he didn't. But that was one of the things that kind of put the original Monday Night Raw on the map, was that win that he had against.
They were so much better in the Attitude Era because they could do so much more than when they got on the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
And that just the stock market kind of really ruined, in my opinion. I still call them WWF, but WWE. And then they had to go PG-13. So all the good stuff like Stone Cold and The Rock, and Rock always referring to Poontang Pie. Can't do that. But did you know that The Rock always come up with his own stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It wasn't scripted. They told him, okay, well, mention this and this and this, and the rest is yours. And I've got a classmate of mine that actually played Canadian League football with The Rock, and he said,
Ooh.
what you see on TV is the way he acted in the locker room.
Wow.
Matter of fact, my classmate, which is a really good friend of mine, he played for New Orleans Saints and I believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He went to Winnipeg, and that's where he met up with The Rock. And him and Dwayne were roommates on the road games. Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And he also had the honor of playing college football with Stone Cold Steve or Texas.
Wow. Look. We have a couple more questions for you. I think you got the next one, Pat.
When you're Did you do number 30, Nathan?
No, number 30 is yours.
Okay, when you're traveling from show to show, do you prefer to travel alone or with another wrestler or referee?
Actually, when I travel to shows, I have someone. It's not a wrestler or referee. It's usually a lady friend of mine here lately. And then I had friends go with me to shows, lady friends. It's in wrestling. They kind of take the pictures, the video while I'm in the ring. But I'm fine driving by myself too. I just turn on good music and jam out. Preferably rock.
Hey, there you go.
When you're not at a show, what do you do to relax?
I play senior league softball. I go to the gym, which I got to meet my personal trainer in the morning at 7:00 before I go to work. Senior league softball and going to movies.
Hey, no.
Very cool. Well, that's all the questions we have. Is there anything you'd like to promote or anything that's coming up for you?
I'll be in Mountain Pine, Arkansas for South Central Wrestling Saturday night at 7:00. Bell time at 7:00. And then I am not booked again until August. So I got May, June, and July off. I think I've got 19 shows I'm booked on this year. I turned a year older and I got really busy. I'm 56 years old now. I still, yeah. So that's cool. I've got to work with some new promotions and so forth. So yeah, that's
Very
about.
awesome.
Well, this has been an amazing interview. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. You said we had our biggest audience tonight, huh?
Yes, we did.
One of our biggest audience tonight, yes. So thank you, everybody. And for all you wrestlers or referees or anybody else in the wrestling or wrestling industry that have heard us tonight and you liked what happened, hit us up. We'll interview you.
And I'm available for Sunday bookings.
Yes. And I think you'll get a kick out of who we have coming up tomorrow. We're having one of the original Glow ladies from the Royal Hawaiian.
Oh, okay. I think I remember that name.
So, and I believe that one's at 7:30,
6:00.
6:00. See, that's why he's the executive producer and I'm not.
Well, tomorrow's also Taco Tuesday.
That's right.
Hey, there you go.
All right.
All
Once
right.
again, thank you very much, and you're welcome back anytime. So,
Cool. Well, thanks
Yes.
for it. Was fun. Hey, we could even talk music and anything you want to.
all right, sounds good.
All
We'll have
right.
to keep
Sounds
touching
good.
base.
Y'all have a good
We'll
night.
be in touch.
You too.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Okay. See y'all.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right, and this concludes another edition of From the Chair. And please have your host spayed and neutered. Peace.